with the Rubik and the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really difficult for LGD to survive that phase, but I agree with what God said as well, that they need to get through this. They need to get to the part of the game where they can start getting track kills and just come online, get some gold online, really work these team fights around with the track and the Ravage. Try and build up to something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's definitely potential in both of these sides. I can't be this being a clear-cut match in any way, shape, or form. So let's get into it. I mean, we know these teams are quite equal. Obviously, that grand finals of DAC going to the full 5 games, and if that doesn't scream we are equal, then I don't know what does.
Definitely. I mean, it's interesting to see how the teams adapted compared to the patch as well. About the lack of Underlord that we saw before. I think Venno was another big pick that we saw before. It's like the Witch Doctor's gone as well now because of the Maledict change.
Yep.
Yeah, so these position 5s are super interesting. We've got the, I think X-Nova's probably going to be playing this Bounty Hunter as a 5. Which means that Rubik can kind of get a little bit more farm, get those maneuverability items online, maybe get the blink. And Jakiro as well. I'm a big fan of Jakiro. I like this hero a lot. So
you like dragons?
Yeah,
you're a dragon man.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I never knew. Wouldn't have predicted that. But yeah, I mean, I love seeing Treant. You know, he's one of these really interesting heroes which you just don't see enough of in Dota. But I mean, the guy hits hard, and X-Nova trying to get himself in there to take that room, but too many heroes crowding around that little golden gem.
Yeah, Ninja Boogie, Mushi both going for it. They were like, no, Bounty Hunter, you're not getting anything here, bud.
Yeah, absolutely. Just body block it, body block the rune. That's how we do.
That's a really tilting cape on FY.
I was about to say that is just. I think it's hypnotizing me, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just. We're going places.
I should have told you I couldn't see it. That would have been better.
Yeah. That would have been. Uh-oh. All right. So Omnilight actually TP's down to the bottom lane. Is it the bottom lane he's gone to?
No, he TP'd back to the bot lane. To the top lane again.
Oh, he just TP'd past the creeps on the tower.
They really are bullying this Tide.
Yeah, that is a lot of damage coming out onto Chalice. Wow.
Yeah, this is. I'm not sure about that one. I mean, Omni Knight's going to be able to just survive in this lane alone. I'm sure they would have liked to have been able to let this Bounty Hunter really pressure in like a dual lane. So obviously Bounty Hunter's quite tanky with the high armor, but I don't know what he's going to be able to do here against this Gyro Tree Jakiro.
Yeah, it's not that easy. Meanwhile, Mushi's having a pretty nice time with this Gyrocopter down at bottom. And Moon in the middle lane versus the Leshrac.
Yeah, I think
Somnus.
Tiny's going to be quite happy to lane up against the Lesh here, especially in the early levels. He's going to just secure the CS all for himself. Because Lesh can't really deny because of the high base damage on Tiny. Oh, Chalice might be in trouble. A lot of damage onto Chalice. Can they bring him down? One more hit will be needed, but they can't quite find it as X-Nova does slow them all down with that, all the Venom. Yeah, very difficult for Jabs to dive the tower there when he's playing Tree, and I think every single hero in existence is quicker than him. Yeah, so, he's a pretty slow guy. Bounty actually puts a really defensive ward down. So he really doesn't want to, he wants to see where these supports are rotating and if they're coming behind the tower. But there's not a sentry there to stop the tree, so they kind of can't really keep tracks on him. It's going to be difficult. Yeah, well, you know, whilst it is a rough lane so far for Chalice, at least the creeps are way on the tower right now, so that's true. He's getting some XP. He's even able to find a last hit or two. Unable. Oh, that's his first CS there. There you go. Okay, good. So and there's a second. See, last hit. Easy peasy. I think this Omni Knight though in the top lane is going to have an amazing time against this Luna, especially in the early stages. Yes, yeah. LGD did pick up the Rubik though against the Omni, so are able to use those spells against him at some points in the game. They just need to get this Luna online. And like the panel said, just try and survive the laning stage. That's the most important thing. As long as they don't get run over really quickly. And Chalice is like... Chalice is trying his best, and he does go down. Ninja Boogie drawing first blood. That's the right clicks from Treant. They even get the sentry as well. Yeah, that is rough. Mineski, well, I mean, at least it's only a Tide Hunter, right? Your Luna is still doing okay, and your Leshrac's doing well. You know, your Leshrac's doing okay. Yeah. I'm glad that the Lesh has just left. Sorry, the Bounty Hunter's just left the bot lane, and just left the Tide on his own because he can't do anything down here. He might as well go and look for kills, look at pressuring different lanes, try to not let Mineski just win all 3 lanes effectively. Yeah. We'll have to see. He does move up to the top lane, so he might look to kill something here with kill the Omni here with the Rubik. It's a really difficult kill. Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he throws out the first Purify. He doesn't have an alarm for a long time, but he's got 2 mangoes. I mean, how do you play against this? Yeah, it's really difficult. And there's a sentry down for FY here, so they do see the tree moving around. Pesky tree. I don't know what they can do to him. They were talking about the tanky supports as well. They're so good in these dual lanes.
Okay, I mean, so I just want to point out there on Jabs, they both cancelled their attack animations, which made it really obvious to Jabs that they could see him. They just started running away immediately. So I'm not really too sure what was going on there. But
look at this gyro CS though, 20 losses, 18 denies. So not only is that going to be helping, but it's really going to shut down the Tide's levels.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the way that the tree's now left that lane and is going up to top and just kind of helping to harass out up here as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's really difficult with this Rubik Bounty Hunter to ever put any pressure on any lanes, to be honest. So we'll see. And I like that they've gone back to the dual lanes. He's actually put a second point in each seed on the tree.
Getting very low here, Will. Nope, never mind. Yeah. Never mind. The leaf seed does top down. Oh, FY could be a trouble as well. I think Jabs goes down, but in return they might get the kill on. Yep, they will. And that is ISO having an excellent start to this game.
Oh, he might be in trouble now.
He didn't predict Xnova being back quite this quickly, and now he goes down.
Yeah, good kills for them as well. Any kills they can get in the laning stage are going to be good.
But don't you hate it when you've just killed someone in the laning phase and you just forget about them completely and they turn up 5 seconds later because that respawn time was 3 seconds?
Oh yeah, we're not half an hour into the game, I forgot.
Yeah, it happens.
I like, did you see why... Oh. Okay, so
they find a kill onto Chalice.
This Tide lane against the Gyrocopter is so hard because of all this magic damage coming out from the Gyro. Kraken Shell's obviously not going to save you from the Rocket Barrage and the homing missile. I was going to say that tree kill happened before on the Bounty Hunter because the extra tick from Leech Seed that works now that you didn't get before. I think it lasts, it's an extra tick. I think it's just over 5 seconds instead of 4.5. So yeah, just managed to finish the Bounty Hunter off with that one. So obviously small change, but big things.
Yeah, it came into effect. We saw it doing its job.
Yeah.
Wow, what a shift in the meta.
Yeah. Let's just manage to catch up in the mid lane as well. In terms of against this Tiny with these spells really helping him to nuke out the Tiny from the lane.
Yeah, the lightning's really good. Even with the increase in cost, he's still leveling it.
Yeah.
Although it's a lot of damage coming onto Somnus, but they will now back out, actually turning it around. And yeah, you can't underestimate the Pulse Nova, although Somnus does get low, but Moon unable to finish the job. Yeah,
if you don't burst that Lesh down quickly enough, it's really difficult because, like you said, the Pulse Nova, all of a sudden, the amount of damage that comes out from the Lesh and the 3 skills that he's going to use, especially against this... Jakira's a tanky support, but not that tanky.
Yeah.
He will die quickly. They do spot this Lesh rotation top from the tree as well. Really good from the tree there to spot the Lesh coming in.
Oh, Omni Knight getting in trouble, trying to run to the lane, but it will not get there in time.
Yeah. Who's mid-tree? Yeah, so the Gyro did rotate in, so I think they tried to send the Omni bot, but he couldn't TP bot in time. So no, it's just going to be with the Gyro rotating towards the Luna now. I think Luna's going to find it really difficult to farm up here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I love the way they just basically shift their entire tri-lane up to the top lane to put pressure on the Luna.
Tree actually did have phase boots queued up for a second there, but I think he just changed his mind. I'd be surprised if he didn't go Tranquils. Although the phase is really good, obviously, to make up for the lack of movement speed on the tree. Bounty Hunter does have 2 points in Shadow Walk as well to be able to try and snipe the Courier if it comes. Obviously, with the 1 point isn't enough with the crit to one-hit the Courier, so if you get the 2nd point online, you can finish off the Courier. But Mineski doing a really good job here if you see the Courier on the map in the top lane. Just moving it to the side of the map so it doesn't get picked off.
Yeah, keeping it out of sight, keeping it out of the temptations away of Xnova. So I think... Oh, that's a kill onto Jabs there up in the top lane as the train gets caught out without any trees. Yeah,
LGD are doing a really good job in this laning phase of just getting something.
Chalice, he's going to be alright. He's going to be alright. The Omni Knight doesn't quite want to dive with that Purify on cooldown.
I'm surprised Lesh has managed to do as well as he has, to be honest. And Tree can't really rotate to the mid lane to help the Tiny because obviously there's no trees in the mid lane that can you can really use to harass. But
Iron Branches. it's a play.
I just feel like when this Lesh gets a couple of items online, it's going to be really difficult for Mineski to deal with. Obviously, Jared does a lot of magic damage, but especially when that BKB comes out online, there's not a lot of raw physical damage from the side of Mineski to deal with that Lesh.
Yeah, well, Ninja Boogie and Xnova fighting out over a rune. We'll go to Xnova, but... Yeah. Lift back onto the Gyro, but actually throwing him back the other way.
They do have the Eclipse on Luna ready to go, but... Oh no, Xnova.
Xnova just gets annihilated by that Rocket Barrage.
That was an Omni TP top as well, so Mushi's probably... He needs to decide whether he needs to run back to base here, or what's he going to do? Probably just farm the camps on the way back.
Yep, looks like he's heading back. Yeah, FY waiting in the trees, doesn't really want to show himself. Would be risky.
Yeah.
Pretty low health. So, out of this laning phase, you know, are LGD doing as badly as we expected? Because they're 5-5 right now.
Yeah, the LGD are doing fine. Their two cores are both farming really well.
Yeah.
Bounty Hunter and Rubik have done much better than expected. And I think that's probably because Mineski don't really have a hard, like, roaming support that they can punish the lanes with.
Yeah,
You don't see like their own Bounty Hunter or Earth Spirit or something like that. You kind of just got these two lane supports almost, it feels like two position 5s in a way. We'll have to see which one goes for done, which one of them's going to be able to farm and things, but don't know that quite yet.
Oh, they find the tree and just lift him up to keep him away.
Yeah, it does take down one of those trees as well, so deforestation happening in the top lane.
What a play. What a play. No. Ninja Boogie just teleported back to base.
This is quite a
mana back, I guess.
I feel like it's quite a passive opening. There's been a couple of flourishes of like really a few kills happening all at once, but
yeah, and then the rest of the time we're kind of just laning it up. But quite an interesting one to watch from a technical standpoint. LGD.
Oh, he does get the career.
Oh, he gets it. Xnova finds it. That's a big one.
Yeah, that's a really big kill for him. I mean, it's about 1,000 gold for his team as well, which is absolutely huge. So
yeah, completely. So I mean that's the couriers. Actually, I think it did it have sentries on it, or was that someone buying sentries?
I think it was just on the way back. Bounty Hunter is going to get either level 6 or really close to level 6 with this tome that's going to come out on the courier now. And so with that track, they can really look to try and ramp up the pressure with the Lesh, try and play around the Ravage, try and play around the Eclipse for the Luna, see if they can get some kills and get these track kills online to really help them into this mid game. But you see, Mineski here, they're really grouping up, trying to force this bot tower.
Yeah, I feel like they need to bring a bit of pressure in now. And Chalice, I mean, he hasn't hit 6 yet, so
he has 7. Yeah.
Oh, my.
And he has
holding the
soul
points.
ring. I mean, it's fine for him because he doesn't need to level the Ravage until he has to use it. So
yeah,
he's quite happy to just chill for a while. Not really worried too much. And yeah, here's the level 6 on the Bounty Hunter. So that I expect to see another rotation from somebody here from LGD. Try and force a fight with the Ravage in the track. Build up some gold. I think that sentry is going to spot out the Observer when Xnova walks back past it.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one as we go. But up here in the top lane, we have oh, it's Leshrac going to come into contact with Mushi and Ninja Boogie. Doesn't quite look like it. They'll just run mid, and they've got a haste rune on this Tiny.
Yeah, it's the Tiny left mid with a haste rune, so let's just probably, oh my god, get me out of there.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. The damage onto Maybe, and look at that. Somnus going to drop. Just like that, and Mushi gets a first rotation from him.
Yeah, I love how Mushi plays his gyro as well. He gets active really early on in the map.
Super aggressive.
So it kind of builds, waits to see whether Tiny wants to get his Blink or his Shadow Blade, let him come online a bit, and then we'll have to see what he goes for.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, Omni Knight, he gets his face boots, so holding at 1,400 gold there. I'm wondering if he's looking for a Radiance or something.
I don't think it would be too bad of an idea. Obviously, we usually see the utility kind of plays. I'd like to see a pipe on somebody from Mineski as well to deal with this Lesh, deal with the Eclipse, deal with the Ravage. Yeah. And I think that might be a good option for the Omni as well. I don't see who else would build it on that team. Maybe like the tree, but he's not really going to get any farm to get it online. He actually goes for the drums on Omni. Okay,
cool. Yeah. So that's a nice item for them to have actually. Yeah. Help them escape the wrath of the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, it enables their early fighting lineup as well.
Especially when you're against these really fast heroes like Luna, you want to be able to match their speed and be able to chase them down or get away or just generally fight really.
Yeah.
Very important to get those drums up. So yeah, I like that pickup. And Xnova's just doing a ton of scouting, a ton of dewarding, just being super annoying. And yeah, I think Mineski are probably already fed up with its Bounty Hunter in this game without even any having tracks coming up yet.
But they haven't. Oh, he's actually going for Axe on the gyro. Wow. So he's got the point booster online. So this
is been watching CIS Dota.
Yeah. So when we cast the CIS close qualifiers, this just tends to be a thing that especially teams like Fly to Moon would do when they pick the gyro, where they would just farm up on the gyro.
There's a lot of damage coming down. Can they bring out this Tiny? The Ravage, although the root in return from Jad. Now they can throw the Tidehunter back, and all of a sudden, you got your Leshrac falling, you got Rubik falling, and Chalice, he's in a bad place as well. He's going to go down as well. It's Mushi with the double kill. What a fight from Mineski.
Yeah, I'm surprised they looked to try and take that fight when they didn't have the Bounty Hunter as well. Like, it's okay if you're going to commit the Ravage and things, but you want at least 4 heroes there, because you can see how strong Mineski's teamfight lineup is with this Tiny, the Gyro, and the Omni Knight to enable them, and this Living Armor as well from the tree is going to be so good. They have, and this is going to be a tier 1 tower in the bot lane as well, so Luna's going to try and force this lane in top, so Ninja Boogie seems actually
going on to a Ninja Boogie, but in comes Luna with his amplified damage from the Mask of Madness. Oh my god.
Disappears.
Are they just...
Goodbye.
Yeah. Oh dear. That was a bit of a bait, I think. I think they were trying to play around with that one. And now they're going to get a tower and a kill onto a Luna, so Mineski turning the ship around, and then some.
Yeah, they've done a really good job there. Oh, okay, they lost Ninja Boogie there. I imagine that was a track kill as well, so that's unfortunate, but at the same time, like, fair enough.
Kill on the Luna, I think it's still fine.
You get the tower as well in the bot lane. Very good trade for them. X-Nova's going to have to walk back to base as well because he's very low.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, FY gets the toss.
Nice value damage on the tower there.
I like that Tide's going for a pipe as well. Obviously good against all the magic damage from the Gyro and the Jakiro, even the Tiny as well.
Yep.
Okay, another toss.
Gotta get that tower damage. I mean, it does a fair amount. Rubik's got such a high mana pool that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and they have this edict coming through now as well. Oh no, that toss is...
that's okay, getting a bit carried away there as Somnus is going to get hit by that rocket, and he's going to go down, and FY might be feeling a little bit silly right now.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy with that one. Somnus definitely flaming him, I'm sure.
That's what they do in these teams.
That's all they do in the pro teams, they just flame each other, it's fine. If anyone watched the VP game yesterday, that's oh, here we go, on the Rubik.
Onto the Rubik there, and they will bring him down, no problems at all. A very quick and easy kill.
Yeah, it's going to be better when he gets the null field online, so he can kind of survive that burst a little bit better, but I think they're still going to have enough to bring down that Rubik relatively easily. And Gyro and Tiny becoming a massive problem very quickly. This Tiny's just going to start running around getting kills, and Mineski are just grouping up as 5, which is the exact thing you want to do against
Look at Omni Knight go, he sees the bounty and he is just absolutely hungry for him, but he will settle for creeps instead. And it's another tower going the way of Mineski, so that is their second tower this game within 15 minutes. Not huge, but definitely an advantage which LGD will start to feel.
Yeah, Mineski really just want to group up here and not give anything away, because we see so many times when, especially in pubs and things, where Bounty Hunter just picks off the position 5 and gets a trap kill, and it's so much more gold. Like, you don't need to be giving those kind of kills away.
Yeah, and you know what, if you take down these outer towers as soon as you can, it is going to make this Bounty Hunter pick much less value, because you deny map presence when you kill towers, you deny teleport locations, which means ganking is much more difficult.
Yeah.
And that means that the track in turn is slightly less valuable than it was before.
Absolutely. Oh, FY gets the...
Oh, the dream. The dream. Although, actually, Moon took one.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? No, he took the other one. I only got one. Oh, no.
Never mind, who knows? Who knows? So Rubik's actually going to rush the Blink next as well. That's interesting. It's obviously really good maneuverability around these fights. He really wants to be getting these Omni spells as well, so Rubik wants to just keep his distance away. Obviously that Blink's going to help. It lets him try and kite these fights out.
Yeah.
Especially against the Gyro, who's going to be
and there's a Gyro
and chasing.
60 minutes 30, and he gets his Aghanim Scepter up. That is nice timing on that. And he's going to now quickly run to these Ancients, and
yeah, this is a huge stack as well.
Yeah, it's gonna take him a while, but he'll get there.
He just needs to make sure he brings his Rubik and creeps down first, and then he'll be fine. Oh, they get the ward as well.
That's pretty nice for them.
I think you have 2 different types of Gyros. You have that one which fights early and makes space. Oh, it's the double
these creeps are not dying.
Oh, they see the Bounty Hunter here, actually. Oh no, the smoke.
That gets broken by the Gyro. Can they get him? He's trying to get to the tree lines as the TPs come in, but then jump Moon. They do the damage. Can they take down the Luna once the Eclipse is coming off? No, they certainly cannot. And now the turn around
on Rubik. Just use it on the Luna, but
yeah. And now the Tide gets stunned up. Ravage is available.
Arme's in trouble.
To use it, but Arme is dropping low. Will be taken out. Now Chalice not there.
Oh, and FY dies as well.
It looks like Chalice is going to go down as well. It is many heroes dead. And there we go. The final hit comes through.
Okay. He survived, it's fine.
Yeah. And again, they'll try and kill these Ancients, but Jesus, that take a long time to die.
I mean, that was a really good idea.
There's heal creeps going down.
Yeah, there was a really good idea from LGD to take that fight, but it was so difficult because they wrapped around, and it's so difficult to gank that point. Mushi sees it, and it instantly just runs to the left. Yeah, and as the observer points out, like, you fight into the shrine.
Yeah.
So how do you take that fight? Like, they use Eclipse so early, but it just doesn't do anything because they're healing.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very awkward situation for LGD to fight in. I mean, you can tell what they wanted to do it, you know, they wanted to interrupt the Ancients farming, right? But at the end of the day, like, you've just lost 4 heroes for it. So
yeah, the thing is, if they'd have won that fight, they could have taken the ancient stack on the Luna as well, which would have been a massive gold swing.
True. Risk reward, risk versus reward.
I mean, they knew the shrine was up because they had the ward before, but
X-Nova is just full of bad manners here. He actually forced Ice to go for the rune before he picked it up for himself. I mean, valuable.
Mid lane as well. To do the avalanche toss onto the
toss it back, and now Ninja Boom says, "Hello, welcome to my neighborhood." And even gonna fight surviving a surprisingly long time here, and actually gets away.
Yeah, I think he must have had quite a few one charges there to help me out.
20 perhaps.
20, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel sick just thinking about it. 20.
Jesus, it's a whole lot of wand.
At least it's a nice round number instead of 17. You know.
That's true. 17 was the most.
Bounty Hunter might get this courier here. It is coming. Oh no, the Tiny runs back to it.
Okay.
Unfortunate. He does have an urn on the Bounty Hunter as well, but they really haven't been able to get many kills. And especially when you have this track online, you really want to be able to fight early. And Mineski have done a really good job of just making sure they don't let anybody get picked up. They always TP and help each other.
Yeah, exactly.
He is actually going for that Radiance on the Omni Knight as well, so it means they kind of have to focus the Omni down. Otherwise that Radiance and that healing is really going to add up very quickly in terms of supporting his team. Yeah,
exactly. He's a prime target right now. Not an easy one to bring down. I mean, you've got to keep him silenced, you've got to keep him stunned, otherwise he's going to heal himself right back up again.
Oh, here we go. They see the Tide Hunter.
Okay, throw him back, Chalice. The Kraken Shell's going to pop it. Now they use the Avalanche as well. He's a very hard hero to bring down, and now he's just going to try and TP out of this one, but they will commit the Overgrowth and finish him off. And I think that's what Chalice wanted, right? You TP away, either you get out, or B, you force them to use Overgrowth on you, so...
Moon just blinked up on the cliff, unfortunately. That didn't happen. Ninja Boogie spots up the left, and he might be in trouble with the cooldown.
Oh, there's a cooldown. Luckily he's got the Euro, so will dodge the first rocket, but not the second, and now he's stuck inside that Macropire. It's too much damage for him to handle, and Somnus will drop.
Very unfortunate for him. My word. And it feels like Mineski are just getting out of control at this point. And they're doing a really good job of getting these kills into towers, as you see now in the top lane, just walking towards that tier 2.
Yep.
Getting another objective. And I think that's really going to open up the Roche area next as well when they get this tier 2.
Absolutely. Well, Mineski, they are looking pretty strong right now. 18 kills to 6, a 5k gold advantage. And look at that. That's a pretty obvious net worth swing going their way. And should be even more as time goes on.
Yeah, they really need to try and get some track kills online here for the Bounty Hunter, because it feels like he's not doing anything at the moment. Like, he's giving really good deep vision, but they're not utilising that vision. They're not doing enough with it.
Yeah.
But they don't have the heroes to be able to.
But Luna is farming.
That's true, like, Luna's doing fine.
Yeah.
I don't think Luna can win the game by herself, unfortunately.
We shall see. It's, I mean, yeah, Leshrac will need a bit of magic there, but I feel like this could end up in one of the scenarios where Luna and Leshrac can output enough damage by themselves to win a team fight if they're not focused. And my question here is, Mineski, if they do try and take a team fight soon, how is that going to go down? You know, if they over-focus on Luna, they might find themselves dropping to the Leshrac, vice versa as well. If they overcommit onto the Leshrac, they're definitely going to die to Luna. So I think that's always a risk in these team fights. I think Mineski kind of just want to avoid that point as long as possible until they've got a big enough advantage to be able to not have to worry about it so much.
That's true, but at the same time, when Mushi gets BKB, when Tiny gets the BKB, when Moon does, sorry, there's an Omni Knight with a repel. So much of their damage is magic damage. So how do they have the physical damage to be able to bring down these 3 heroes? And we see this Tri-Core line up so much with like an Underlord and or an Omni Knight as a position 3. And it's so difficult to bring them all down.
Yeah, that's true. And, you know, as we said before, if you don't take out an Omni Knight, you're going to have real big problems, especially with the repel.
They really need to try and play around this Ravage cooldown more as well and just try and fight whenever it's up, because I feel like that's the only way they win fights and get themselves back into the game. Okay, Luna does have the BKB now, though.
Okay, that's pretty big, actually.
That's a big deal, especially against this big magic damage that we've talked about with the Gyro and everything. So
the question is, do they fight now, or are they going to just try and way down? I mean, they're pushing towers, they're pushing these tier 1s down.
There's no reason for them not to fight now, I think, because otherwise this is like one of their big power spikes in the game.
Yeah, you don't want to let it go to waste.
Yeah, absolutely. SMY on the Gyro are going to be coming up really soon. It's going to help him kite around in these fights. Obviously really good with the movement speed talent as well. Kind of wants a movement speed item, either drums or SMY, usually, to go along with that Axe. So he can really use that maneuverability to its full potential.
So I love this net worth graph, right? You've got the Luna, and then you've got like the gap, the red sea in between the rest of the heroes. I mean, Leshrac, he's not the fastest farmer in the world, and he certainly hasn't had a great time getting kills. But you know, now he picks up that Bloodstone. Okay, all right, that just ruins my entire point. I was about to, but when he builds that Bloodstone, he is going to have enough mana to farm faster, which is a big deal. Like being able to just spam out all of these lightning bolts, these pulse novas. It does speed up his farm quite a lot, but he's just picked up the Bloodstone. He doesn't want to die right now, but the whole team are jumping on him with the Avalanche Toss combo. He yields himself up into the air, but it is too late for Somnus as the rocket comes down, and Mushi gets himself a double kill.
And again, what does Bounty Hunter do? He's like, oh, good luck, guys.
Yeah, I'll track them.
Have fun. Hope you can survive this one and get me some kind of gold income. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I'm with you here. I feel like picking the Bounty Hunter when it's not really what your team's going to do this game, and as you say, it's led to some awkward situations.
I feel Mineski have just drafted really well into having a Bounty Hunter on the other team as well. I'm sure they would have known that it was a possibility for LGD to pick that one up. They would have done their homework very well. Obviously, winning a DAC does do that to you. It does prove that you do your homework.
Exactly. Who would have thunk it?
I think there's going to be a big Roche fight soon as the next objective for both teams.
The storm is brewing, and Roshan is at the centre of it.
Yeah. With the Axe on the gyro, I think they do have the damage to be able to bring it down. They do. They have the liquid fire and the attack speed from the dual breath as well, so relatively easy, I think.
Oh, they do. Is that
they have a sentry.
Oh yeah, they do.
On the bounty rune.
Okay, Jabson just some next level dude. Well, he is, but not for that reason. So yeah, they don't actually find the kill onto the bounty, and now the damage coming through onto Jabs will bring him down. Somnus is angry. He boarded Bloodstone. He wants to find some charges in a Ninja Boogie, and Jabs are unfortunately going to be those charges for him.
The bounty hunter did fall though to the damage over time from the Jakiro, so they do get something at least, but it is only their 2 supports. So not the end of the world, and there's no trap kills, obviously, because the bounty hunter died. Yeah, very unfortunate. They finally find a couple of kills after such a long time of not getting any.
yeah, the dry spell is over, and let's see what they can find now. Another tower goes down though, and that's a second tier 2. Second tier 1, and now they're just going to smoke straight afterwards. So
I love this play from LGD. They really need to find something with this Ravage here, and I don't think that smoke's sort of going to have been necessarily read very well. They do have the ward in the bot lane, so they know roughly what direction. Yeah, this is really a really good play from LGD.
Yep, into Roshan we go, and right now, I mean, Tiny's close.
Yeah, Ice does ping it out as well, so I think they know there's something going on here. Yeah, he just runs in with the repel, and Rubik steals the repel.
Okay, so now they're going to put it onto Zumlas actually, and he can just run forwards now. It's like, hey, I've got a BKB, that was cheap. Jab just wants the overgrowth, and he will drop it now. With that cooldown from Mushi, it's a lot of damage. Eclipse used just to zone them out of the Roche pit and help them finish this guy off. Can they finish him? Yes, they can, but in jumps Moon. And he's going to get the Aegis, but it's actually Die who got the last hit, and now Mushi is taking a lot of damage. He's going to fall as well. Both the Tiny and the Gyrocopter are down. Jab might fall in return, but on the back line, Somnus is doing a lot of work with his ultimate, and now it's going to be Omni Knight dropping as well. It's a triple kill for Somnus, and a full teamwork for LGD and a Roshan. Well, not the Roshan, but the Aegis. And who cares about the kill on Roche, hey?
Oh my word, what a fight from LGD, and all of a sudden they're so back into this game again. They got the track kills, Nomad, they finally did it.
It took a long time, but they finally made track work for them.
Look at that gold change, it's almost 6,000, that's ridiculous.
God, what a fight. I mean, that was just the fight of dreams. And all of a sudden, the only way it could have been better is if Moon didn't come in, pesky Moon didn't come in and finish off the Roshan with his big old stick.
I mean, all of a sudden they have the Luna Lesh as well, so they win a fight, and they take 2 towers, and this is massive for them gaining map control.
Yep, and that's going to put them well and truly in the gold advantage. What a turnaround from LGD. What a fight.
Yeah, I think Mineski needs to try and fight again now, though, while the Ravage is down, because that's the big team fight spell. You saw Titan was just fake pumping the Ravage in the pit, because he was like, well, you don't want to fight me. Moon goes in and almost gets the Aegis, which would have been such an awesome play, but yeah, couldn't quite manage it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's see what LGD do with this advantage. I mean, do they want to push it? Do they want to start trying to deny Mineski some of the map, or are they quite happy to try and farm and keep some tempo in this game?
I think LGD just need to go back and farm now. Wait till they have the Ravage online and just go again. They're so strong at this point in time.
Right, it's just very important, and just use your bounce down to just keep getting information.
Yeah.
Look at Mushi though, like they just lost a big team fight, and he's just like, yeah, cool, I'm gonna go find the side of the map.
Yeah, if Mushi had had the BKB that fight, it would have been a completely different fight, I think. But we're still about 1,000 gold off, and unfortunately couldn't quite manage it.
So how do you play this Omni Knight now? Because you just gave away Repel and actually ended up in your fight going really, really badly. I mean, that was one of the big factors, was the ability for Rubik to take that Repel and then just completely, you know, make your who was it they used? It was the Leshrac. The Leshrac, yeah. So Somnus just ran at them, and Mineski was just like, oh, yeah, he's here.
We talked about Lesh being a big deal, though, for...
they find the Omni-Knight. Can they time the stomp? Of course they can. Beautifully done. There comes the Ice Path, but it's not enough. Is it enough? No, it's not enough to keep Ice alive.
And then again, that's another tab. And this is the problem, when you go to these greedy Radiance builds on these offlane heroes, it really hurts your team fight potential, and LGD are completely punishing that. They're doing such a good job at the moment, and they have the Aegis, they're not scared here.
Yeah, what a turnaround. And up we go, onto the higher ground, LGD looking to butter some bread as they start work on that tier 3 tower. And
there is the living armor, though, from the tree, which is going to be difficult to push into.
Moon throws back the Luna into the middle of everybody. He's just going to pop the Eclipse with the Ravage as well. It's a lot of damage. 2 hero falls from Mineski, but they immediately buy back, getting straight back into this fight as LGD try and run out, getting back onto their high ground, but the damage is coming through. Looks like they're going to be safe for now.
Yeah, that was a very hasty exit there, but they did buy back on the Omni-Knight and the Tiny there, so really big committal there from Mineski, and they didn't really get anything on the way out, and there's still the Aegis on the Luna. God.
Yeah. Very nice retreat from them. They'll be extremely happy with the value they just created from that push. Jeez. Well, okay, Mineski, you're in a weird position right now. You've just brought back on 2 of your heroes and got absolutely nothing for it. And
yeah, it's so difficult for them. Mushi did reveal the BKB that fight as well, though, so that's why they didn't lose instantly this time.
Yeah,
And the Leshrac has 18 Bloodstone charges again now. Got the bots online, got his own BKB. Does not need the Rubik Repel anymore. He's absolutely fine.
I think it's a Bloodstone curse. When you buy Bloodstone, you have to die immediately.
Yeah.
Like every time I've bought Bloodstone, I've been ganked, and you know, I think it goes for everybody. You know, when you buy the Bloodstone, you get ganked.
Do you know what? It's strongman syndrome. That's why you get Bloodstone, and you think you're invincible, and then all of a sudden the whole team comes and go, well, maybe I'm not as invincible as I thought.
They just stick around and get kills instead.
So the Tidehunter does have the Greaves now as well, which is going to be really good, taking off the debuffs, especially the Overgrowth from the tree. It allows him to move around these fights a lot easier. I love that pickup from him, and he has the pipe as well, so really mitigating a lot of that damage. So, and having that team fight support for the Luna and Lesh to just do whatever they want in these fights is absolutely massive. Because at the moment, Mineski don't have that.
Found the Omni-Knight, gonna lift him up and slam him back down again. And once again, split off timing on point. And they do pick off that big healing hero straight away. 70 seconds, no buyback. He just used it. And LGD, I mean, I'm going to be very surprised if they don't go for more here as the creeps come in. 60 seconds without your Omni-Knight. And I mean, he was the only thing protecting them. He was the barrier between LGD and Jabs.
Yeah, that's that's 2 fights in a row that Ice gets picked off instantly as well. And like you said, he's the key hero. So here we go. Arme just runs up to the high ground. He's into the base.
Aegis is gone. It does just run out there. But
who cares?
Who cares? Yeah. That is the thing right now. 40 seconds on your Omni-Knight. And Ice Path will go off. And then
he has this BKB if he gets gone on as well. He's really not scared.
Yeah, 5 seconds until the Ravage as well on Chalice here. So here's every reason for Mineski to be scared. And they just can't do it. They just accept their fate. And they're actually going to win. And there's the Ravage coming through. Beautiful Ravage onto 3, lining them all up. But in comes Moon trying to do the damage. Meanwhile, Mushi pops a BKB trying to do the damage.
There's a scar
being used, but look at all of this coming through from the Luna, from Somnus, and they take down Moon as well. There is too much damage on the floor for Mineski to deal with, and they are going to lose 3. Ninja Boogie, Moon, and Jabs all hitting the deck, and LGD will just get back to business on these towers here, and Mineski, it's feeling very rough for them.
Luna didn't even use Eclipse. She still has the Eclipse.
Yeah, and she's going to pop it and try to get back in here. The Ice Buff will slow down a little bit. In comes Ice on the Omni-Knight. He's back from the dead and looking to try and take a fight. Going to get actually initiated upon as the stun is there, and the Ice Path to follow it up from Rubik. But Ice looks like he is going to be okay.
This Luna has a butterfly now as well, just absolutely huge. What an Ice Path!
The Ice Path coming through, the Guardians is there, and now with the Macropie coming through, is it enough damage to bring him down? Ice trying to do his best in the backlines, but his team has just run away. He's trying to do anything he can here, but he's just going to fall. Ice is dead, 63 seconds. Gyrocopter buyback is available. Moon's is not, and these racks are going to fall if the Gyro doesn't come back. But
the Rubik stole the Ice Path as well, and that first one was from him. LGD don't care, they're going for the win.
They don't even want Megas here. They're not going to give Mineski a chance to live this one out. Just popping the Geo, you know, which was stolen. And here we go. There's the overgrowth to follow it up. Lucy popping that BKB. Needs to stay alive, but he's getting really low, and he is going to drop inside his fountain. And this game is over. Moon will call it. GG. Mineski taking a fall for game number 1. LGD coming out on top.
What a performance from LGD. We doubted them and their ability to stay alive, but all they had to do was win that really big one team fight around the Roche bit. All of a sudden, the game just turned.